Hi friends, good morning. Welcome to Phonics. You should have page 305, 306 out. On the back side of this page, on the back side of this page, there are two kids, a boy and a girl, washing a green car. Okay, and on the front, we're talking about adjectives. All right, let me share a screen so we can start reading together and jump right in. How are you guys doing today? Everyone good? Have a good weekend? Yes, me too. Okay, let's read it together. Ready? An adjective is a word that describes a noun. It often answers the questions what kind, how many. We're going to read the paragraph down below and then circle the adjectives for the underlined nouns. We're going to draw a small arrow from the adjectives to the nouns that they describe. Some nouns may have more than one adjective. All right, my family visited many interesting places in Yellowstone National Park. Places is the noun. Many and interesting are my adjectives, okay? So remember, I want you to remember this last part. Some nouns may have more than one adjective, okay? That's what we just saw there. All right, let's keep going. We saw bubbling geysers, smoking fumaroles, and several hot springs. What word is talking about the geysers? It's describing geysers. Bubbling. What kind of fumaroles? Smoking fumaroles. What kind of springs? And actually, how many springs? This one has two. Hot, several of them, and hot. Because remember how many? Several. That means more than one. My favorite geyser was Old Faithful. What word is describing geyser? Yep, favorite. It shoots steaming water high into the air. What kind of water does it shoot? Steaming water. Very nice. Keep going. I saw this amazing eruption 2 times. What kind of an eruption? It was an amazing eruption. That's an adjective. How many times? 2 times. Adjectives. I also saw many steamy fumaroles. How many? Many. What kind? Steamy. And we'll just go underneath with it because the word is on the next line. That made the steep hillside look as if they were covered in white smoke. What kind of hillside? Steep. It's kind of can look a little bit congested there, but you'll be okay. Covered in what kind of smoke? White smoke. Nice. The hot springs were deep pools of hot water bubbling from the ground. What kind of pools? Deep pools. With what kind of water? Hot water. Nice. Next, some springs were beautiful colors like emerald green, dark blue, bright yellow, and they smelled like rotten eggs. If you've ever been to like a natural spring like that, it does smell like rotten eggs. Beautiful is describing colors. What kind of colors? Well, the beautiful kind. What color of green? Well, emerald green, dark blue, bright yellow, and they smelled like rotten eggs. What kind of eggs? Rotten ones. Yuck. All right, good job, friends. Oh, types of sentences. Let's go over the type of sentences. Declarative ends in a period. Imperative ends in a period. Declarative is just giving you information. It's just telling you something. Imperative is going to demand something. Sit in your chair. Something like that. All right. Interrogative, remember when a bad guy gets stopped by the cops, they take them into interrogation, and that means they're asking questions. So interrogative means a question. It's asking a question. Exclamatory is the really loud and exciting one. It exclaims something. So it's going to end in a exclamation point. Good job. All right, let's read the sentences. Can you imagine A mud puddle that bubbles? Can you imagine a mud puddle that bubbles? Well, don't you want to answer that? Because it's interrogative. So you're going to write INT. Next, in Yellowstone, you can see mud quietly bubbling. Is it telling me to do something? Is it asking me a question? Is it explaining something? Or is it just giving me information? Yes, it ends in a period, so that tells me, these clues tell me it's declarative. Declarative. Next, this mud is so hot that it is actually boiling just like water in a pot on your stove. Like, oh my goodness, could you believe that? That is, I know you guys are going to know this right away. Exclamatory. Very nice. All right, scooch on down to the bottom for dictation. Ready? I'm going to read it to you. Dad took a picture of the waterfall. Dad took a picture of the waterfall. There is one blank for every line you should write. Don't forget your punctuation. Dad took a picture of the waterfall. While you're doing that, I'm going to go on to the back. And waterfall, friends, is a compound word. All right, on the back, we're talking about adverbs. An adverb is a word that describes a verb. It often tells how the action of the verb is done. Write an adverb for each word. Run quickly, tiptoed quietly, exercise swiftly, which means like another word for quick. Pushed gently, clap loudly, sneeze. Ooh, how do you sneeze? Probably loudly also, right? Or quietly. It could be quietly or loudly, whatever you want to write. Okay, that was quick. Number 2, read the sentences. Circle an adverb for each underlined verb. So an adverb is going to describe the verb. The verb means action. The baby giggled happily at Eli's silly faces. Well, in what way did the baby giggle? How did it giggle? Happily. Yawning loudly is sometimes rude. How did they yawn? Loudly. Have you guys ever done that? Yeah. Ooh, really loud. Oh my goodness. And sometimes you can't control the yawns, right? I always laugh because my eyes get really watery when I yawn, and so there's no way for me to hide that I'm yawning, even when I try to like yawn. But how can you yawn with your mouth closed? It's not possible. Have you guys ever tried that? I have, and I always fail. I'm always the worst at it, and then my eyes start crying, and then people start asking, "Why are you crying? Are you sad?" No, I just yawned. It always happens to me every single time. I will gladly help you carry those books. How will they help? Gladly. What a kind friend. The dirty car was easily washed by Dan and Emily. How was it washed? Easily. Awesome. Nighttime in Yellowstone National Park is the perfect time to see lots of stars. Have you guys ever been camping? Isn't it way easier to see the stars, shooting stars, out when you're camping in the mountains or when you're somewhere far away from city lights? It's so beautiful. It amazes me every time. It always makes me think of when God told Abraham that all his descendants would be more than the stars in the sky and the sand on the beach. Well, most of the time when I'm out camping, that's when I think about that, because you can truly, truly see how many stars are in the sky. Sometimes when we're home and we look up, you can't really see that many, but there's still a lot. You could still see a lot when you're home, but you see even more when you're out somewhere that's kind of secluded, somewhere that's a little bit far away from the city lights. You see so many more. And it's crazy to think that there's even more than that that we can't see. And that's how many descendants God promised to Abraham. It blows me away every time, friends. Okay, sorry, back to our point. The sky may seem to be so full of stars that there is no more room. Very true. Color the star next to the name of the star that comes first in ABC order. We can do this. Sirius, Altair, Regal. Let's see. S-A-R. Well, we know for sure A is the first. Oh, actually, I'm going to change my color here to yellow. So S-A-R. Well, A is the first letter in the alphabet. So we know for sure it's going to be A. D-I-V. Well, D comes first. A, B, C, D. It's one of the first ones. I is further down, and V is closer to the end of the alphabet line, right? K, E, P. What comes first? Not a K. That's kind of towards the middle. P is close to K, a little bit like where you say L, M, N, O, P. And what about E? Castra Anif Polaris. Anif. Oh my goodness, that's the worst coloring in of a star, but I know yours is going to be better. All right, last section. Write an adjective for each noun that tells what kind or how many. If I went for a hike in the mountains, I would be sure to wear my what kind of hiking boots? My brown hiking boots. And my green hat. I sure hope I would get to see many elk and 5 beavers, but no snakes. I agree with that. The blank chipmunks would be fun to see. The large chipmunks, or you could write a number, the 10 chipmunks. I sure hope mom and dad will take me hiking soon. Have you guys ever been on a hike? They're so fun. It's been a while since I've been on a hike. I went kind of towards the beginning of when we were staying home, we started doing mobile learning. Boy, was I sore. We went all the way to the top of this really, really big mountain over there in Chula Vista. All right, friends. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Thank you for doing phonics with me. You guys are amazing. Bye.